Good afternoon, my wonderful students. How are you today? I hope you're enjoying yourself and I hope you are reading your notes online and you are practicing all the safety measures. Keep it up. Now, I am here to take you on your seventh week topic titled Purchasing, Processing, Preservation and Safety. Two. Remember, last week we treated the same topic on one, that is purchasing, processing, preservation, and safety. One. But today we are going to the second part of it. But before then, I would like to let you know that I miss you so much. I miss you all. Don't not to worry, very soon everything will come fall to place. Do you understand? All right. As I said earlier, our topic today is purchasing, processing, preservation, and safety. Two, yes, let us look at the learning objective of this particular topic. Then I want at the end of this class, or at the end of this teaching, I want each and every one of you to list the factors to consider when buying foods. Do you understand? If you're buying food in bulk or you want to buy food, what are the factors you put into consideration? I want you to know that. Then I want you to know the definition of wise buying practices. Do you understand? When you are buying, you are not just buying, but you are buying wisely. You know the definition. Then we will be able to state the reason for food preservation, why you need to preserve your food. You need to know them. These are the things I want you to know at the end of this class. Yes, let us look at the factors to consider when buying food. First of all, if you are buying food, you make sure you have shopping list. You have to make your list. Do you understand? To avoid extravagant spending. You make your list. Okay, I need Maggi. No, I don't need Maggi. I need onions. I need salt. I need this. I need that. Those things you need, not what you want. Is that taken? Now, always buy food in that is in season. Okay, if you look at the foods that are in season, they will be more cheaper. You go for them. Take for instance a situation whereby you want to eat yam, and you notice that now yam is very very expensive, and you don't have enough money on you to get yam. What do you need to do? You go for potato, you go for rice, you go for other carbohydrate food that can serve the purpose, give you the carbohydrates you needed in yam. Do you understand? All right, you can check the cups and scales used for measurement to prevent you from being cheated. When you are buying food from anybody, my dear, wash them to see the rica, the measure, the paint, and whatever they are using to measure it. Even the scale, those of us that are measuring buying our chicken, fish, and so on, you check the scale, make sure that the knot was put at the center of that zero so that you will not be cheated. Is that taken? These are the things. As some points like this, like you look out for expiring dates, nutritive values, food content when you are buying food with label. Do you understand? Some of us are good at that, but those of us that are not good, please, you have to start washing them. When you are buying any food, any cooked food, any preserved food, contained food, my dear, check the nutritional content of that food. If it is actually what you want, you check the expiring date, you make sure you check the value, the food content, if it's actually what you are paying for. Is that taken? Is important too. Ensure you have adequate storage facility before buying in bulk. Yes, for those of us that like, okay, maybe you have the money, you wish to buy many, but have you thought of where am I going to store all these things I wish to buy now? If you don't have storage facility, that means you have to cut your coat according to your material. You buy the ones you that can contain wherever, if it is in the cupboard, if it is in the shelf in the room, buy the one that can be contained in that place that you want to store them. If it is in the container, buy the one that can you can preserve there at a time. Is that taken? All right. Now, whenever it is possible, buy in bulk. If you have storage facility, you have enough money to use for the food, to use to buy the food item, please buy. Do you understand? Buy them, because buying in bulk is the best. It saves you stress, it saves money also. All right. Now, let us look at other points like indulge in market survey and compare price before buying. When you are buying, don't just say, oh, because my friends are buying from ShopRite, I must buy from ShopRite. My dear, the same thing they are buying from ShopRite, you can go to My 12 and you get it lesser. You can go to Jaconde here, you get it lesser. So you buy from where you get it lesser. Is that taking? Compare prices before you buy. Do you understand? All right. Assess the quality and value of good before buying. Do you understand? You have to assess the quality of the food you are buying and the value. As I've said earlier, make sure it's worth the money you want to give out, because money, the saying, I could remember the saying that time that my daddy will always tell us, money hard to get but easy to spend. So when you want to spend your money, make sure it's equivalent to the value of money you want to give out by assessing the color, the bruises in fruits. Like if you are buying fruits, make sure the fruit doesn't have any wound on the body, because it will not allow you to store it for some time. Do you understand? And price per kilo in other food, you have to put all these things into consideration. Make sure they all tally. Do you understand? It's not when others will be selling maybe a kilo of chicken 800. You go to ShopRite because it is well-known place. They are selling a kilo, the same kilo of chicken at 1,500. You will buy it. So what are you trying to economize minimize your cost? No, you are maximizing your costs. You are no longer a good homemaker. All right, let's go forward. Now, bulk buying or purchasing. Bulk buying or purchasing. This involves buying different food, buying different food stuff in large quantity at a time. Do you understand? This is a wise method of buying food, especially in if the homemaker has enough storage facility or space. Are you getting it? If you as a homemaker, you have a storage facility, a store where you store your food, container, shelves, cupboards, and so on, where you can store your food items, it is better you buy in bulk, because it saves a lot of things. It saves you stress, it saves you money, and it saves, as in, it saves a lot. It saves a lot. If you buy in bulk, that particular food that you bought in bulk might be high. The price might be high. By next day, it has saved you the stress, or the you have it has given you the opportunity of enjoying it at the lower cost. Do you understand? Now, let us look at this picture. Look at this young man trying to buy his goods in bulk, because he has enough storage facility. He has the storage facility that can take him to store these food items. Do you understand? Now, this young man, when you look at your storage facility that is like this young man, and you can store your own, you have where you can store it, you can buy. There's nothing wrong in buying in bulk. You can buy in bulk. It's very, very okay. Is that taking? All right, let us go forward as we look at the of advantages of bulk buying or purchasing. Advantages of buying food in bulk, in large quantity. Number one, food can be bought cheaper in their season, just like what I told you now. Potato is gradually coming out. Though they are still expensive, but they are better off yam. You can buy them in their lower or cheaper quantity. Is that taken because they are now in season? Is that clear? Now, it saves money, time, and energy if there is effective storage. Just like what I mentioned, if you have enough storage, please buy because it saves you money, time, and energy. Are you getting? All right, it helps the homemaker to her budget. Do you understand? If you make a budget and you buy your food in large quantity, you find out that, oh, before those food will finish, it will at least help you. If you are a salary earner like me, if you immediately you collect your salary, maybe I will budget out 10,000 naira for food stuff. If I should go to market and buy those foods in bulk, I will now be targeting it that, oh, all these food items, I'm expecting them to finish by the end of the month. Do you understand? It has helped me as a homemaker to do what? To in my budgeting. Are you getting? It's helping her to avoid buying things not required or bargained for. It will also make you not to buy the things that you are not needed. Do you understand? You only go for the ones you need. Do you understand? Those essential things you need. But the ones you want, if you are counting of our wants, they are numerous, but you go for your needs. Do you understand? All right. Let's go down and see some of the advantages. It enables women to manage their family resources well. It will help you to manage the family resources. The situation whereby the place you're supposed to enter transport like 1,500 to go like 3 times, because you are buying in bulk, you'll be able to spend only 1,500 instead of spending 4,500 in a month. Are you getting? It's because you are buying in bulk. It enables that food to always available for the family members. Yes, anytime any of the family member or you have a visitor, you will conveniently go to the storeroom and pick anyone you want. As I said earlier, it gives the family members opportunity of using the food anytime they need it or anytime they want it. Do you understand? Because the food is already there. Even if you have visitor, you quickly go and take whatever thing you need and use it to attend your visitor. Do you understand? Yes. Then it makes the family become more stable. It will make the family to be stable. Nothing will be lacking in the house. Is that taken? All right, the family can still have adequate supply of food in case there is any economic crisis like the period we are into today. You could remember when we go for lockdown, some of us are not, they were shouting, stock your home, stock your house with food stuff, that they are going to shut down everywhere, both market and everywhere. But some of us was adamant, while some of us try as much as we can to use the little money we have at hand to go to market to stock our house. Okay, within the period of that 1 month, we were able to eat food and live, as in keep living. While some were busy shouting, agitating, and crying of hunger. That is the benefit of buying food in bulk. Is that taken? All right, let's be going forward as we look at the disadvantages. You know, everything that has advantage has disadvantage equally. Now, let's look at the disadvantages. Number one disadvantages is that not all foodstuff item can be stored for a long time, like vegetable, fruits. Do you understand? You don't store them for a very long time. That is a disadvantage. Whenever you buy them, you are meant to use them so that you get the nutritional value of that is in those fruits or vegetables. Is that taken? It encourages wastefulness and carelessness in the use of foodstuff. Yes, if you are not a careful type, you don't know how to manage the foodstuff, that means you'll be wasting those things. If you buy like fruits, vegetables, and some other food item that cannot stay for a very long time, it will encourage wastefulness. That is why in our first discussion, we discussed perishable and non-perishable with semi-perishable. Just for you to know the food that you can store for a bit longer, the one that will stay longer than each other, and the one that will stay a very much longer. Are you getting it? So it is very, very important for you to have all this knowledge, because very soon you will have a home of your own. You will marry your own husband, marry your own wife. You won't want your money to be wasting. Forgetting that you are still under your mom, your guidance, or whoever. They are racking their brain. They are having headache on feeding you on what to do in order to put food on the table. Very soon it will be your turn, because what goes around comes around. Do you understand? Now, another disadvantage is that deterioration of food stuff is likely to occur. What do I mean by that? Especially in the face of poor storage. Now, you find out that, food items like fruits, you find out that they will start having, getting damaged. Do you understand? They will be having a kind of swollen, they will be going out of their shape. Even some of like yam, like onions, when you store them more than the time they are supposed to stay, you find that they will start spoiling, and it won't give you the correct and the first benefits that you have, or the first sights you have. You see them, you will not see them in that situation or shape as you are buying, as you want to use them. You find out that you don't have choice than to waste them. Do you get? Now, it requires a large sum of money before food stuff can be bought. Actually, if you actually want to buy food in bulk, that means that you need to gather some money. You cannot take 500 naira and enter saying that you are going to Ireland to get food in bulk, or my 12 to get food in bulk. At least you have like 10,000, 15,000, depending on the things you want to buy. Do you understand? It requires you to get enough cash. Is that taken? You have gathered enough cash before you say you're buying food in bulk. That is one of the disadvantages. What if you don't have the money? That means you cannot store or buy food in bulk. All right, let us look at the reasons why food are preserved. Why we need to preserve our food. Number one, we have to preserve our food in order to prevent them from spoilage. Do you understand? If you have this sense of preservation, you will preserve your food very well so that they won't be spoiling. Are you getting? Like onions, when you notice from time to time, you bring them under the sun will beat it, as in put it under the sun to dry the moist on them. That moist that would have made them to start spoiling, to dry it up, it will look fresh again. You pack them to the basket where you are preserving it. Do you understand? It will spoil. It make it available when needed. Do you understand? That is why one of the reasons why we need to preserve food. Because if you preserve your food, you find out that whenever you need them, you go straight and take them. Do you understand? Without stress. This is not entering bike or entering cab or whatever. You just, it's within you. You just go pick it at ease and use it. Do you understand? Now, another thing is to retain the taste, color, and nutritional value of food. That is why we are preserving food. Because if you don't preserve food, take for instance, if I should buy meat today and I don't preserve it, and I wish to cook it the next day, the taste I would have gotten today, if I happened to cook it today, will not be the taste I will get if I did not preserve it and I wish to cook it tomorrow. It would have been spoiled. Do you understand? So it's necessary you preserve your food items. Is that taken? Now, it saves time, just like as I told you, saves time, energy, and money. Yes, when you preserve your food, you find out that you are easing yourself some stress. Are you getting of going to market frequently? Now, it prevents wastage. You find out that, oh, you cannot waste food because you have the sense of preservation. You have to, you know the one you're supposed to use some to preserve. You know the one you need to put in the freezer compartment, the one you need to put in the fridge compartment, and the one you need to use smoke to dry and all that. If you should know all these things, then you will not be wasting your food items. Yes, my dear wonderful students, with this, I'm bringing it to the end of this class, and I believe that you must have achieved the learning objective of this topic, which says that at the end of this class, that you will be able to list the factors to consider when buying food item. Then, and you'll be able to define wise buying practices and state the reason for food preservation. I believe you enjoyed the class. If you enjoyed the class, please, I wish to see you again in my next class. Always go online, copy your notes. This is not the comprehensive notes of this topic, mind you. Remember, each topic carries assignments, and my assignment is my assessment. Please don't play with them. Do you understand? And make sure you read your notes for your second STEAM test. And I wish you more and better mark than that of first STEAM test. Please read. Read. The reward of hard work is success. There's no two ways about it. When you read, you get your reward. Is that taken? These are third-term scheme and third-term studies. The academic section, it has been going, and you know how it is. Work hard, because at the end of the day, we are going to pile everything, first term, second term, third term together to know the best overall. Is that taken? I wish you best of luck, and I want to let you know, please always help daddies and mommies at home. Practice your safety measures and be yourself. Is that taken? Still remain your teacher, Mrs. Uduma Vivian, your home economics teacher. Bye for now, and see you in my next class.